This is the Ridiculously Random Podcast where we talk about everything except pro wrestling.
Whoa! Hey! Can I get a word in here? I want to introduce myself.
Oh, wait a second! I haven't even introduced myself. I'm your host, Big Ray, and this is my co-host, Colin Wysong.
Yeah, so this is the Ridiculously Random Podcast where we talk about movies, tech, games, pop culture, pretty much whatever the we want to talk about.
Oh, will you stop? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real!
Hold up.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real!
Welcome back to another episode of the Ridiculously Random Podcast. I am one half of your ridiculously random duo, Colin Wysong, and introducing my very high and ridiculously co-host.
Well,
You kind of...
hold on. Why are you stooging off the fact that I'm on a different plane right now?
Well, your eyes are bloodshot red, Big Ray. If I had a piece of floss, I could blindfold you with it. But we'll get to that story a little bit later, Big Ray.
Before we do that, can I do this? 1 second.
Oh yeah, that's the
Hold
ritual of.
Hold on. Oh, could you hear that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Are you doing an impression of Nerdette? Drinking your Michelob Ultra?
I'm drinking Michelob. By the way, Colin, before you get into your whole thing, I'm a little annoyed at Jennifer. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Well, because Jen is not a beer drinker, okay? And, I turned her on to Michelob Ultra, okay, which is a very low-carb beer. It's it's a nice little beer, And she drank. She bought a 6-pack. She says, honey, I bought you a 6-pack. I came home, only 2 left. Only 2 left. And then, go ahead.
Did that lead to a good night for you?
Well, no. I just got home from work. By the way, Colin, I have the best boss in the history of bosses. I got to be honest with you.
It sounds like you do.
Let me tell you something, man. So, literally, it's been very stressful this week, as for a lot of Americans and non-Americans and worldwide, basically, because we have listeners from all over the world. And, I told my boss, I said, Ray, his name is Ray, by the way, Raymond, just like me. And I said, Ray, man, I have such a bad fucking headache, right? So the dude goes back and he goes, oh, you got a headache? He goes, all right, let me get something for you. I'm over here thinking, Colin, that he's going to come back with like some Advil, maybe some Tylenol, maybe some, oh, God damn it, what's it called? Anacin, remember? Like Stewie? They don't even make that shit anymore. No, he comes back with a sweet nickel bag of marijuana wrapped in some like 2 sheets of bamboo paper, and he says, this will make you feel better, Ray. The best, absolute best. So what I did was, Colin, I actually I took the joint, and I wasn't going to smoke it before we did it, but I was on a train by myself. So I literally lit up on a New York City train. And I was on the car my entire ride by myself, and I smoked the J, and I was watching the Ms. and Mrs., which is not wrestling. This is a reality show. And I got high on the train just before I got here, and I feel Fantastic, Colin. Please get into whatever topics you wanted to talk about.
Well, as you can tell, I have a lot of people here with me tonight. Big Ray, this is your intervention. I've been kind of talking to the guys from behind the scenes, and a lot of us are tired of the pictures that you continue to send us, the clickbait links that you continue to send us of a certain black porn star with a giant fucking cock. Looks like he's got his dick in a sock. Big Ray.
Ain't no sock.
Big Ray, everyone is tired of you sending these pictures. I've got Strangler Steve here. He doesn't even want to get on the microphone. He's so pissed at you right now. But I did a little research, Big Ray, on the porn star in this viral meme. The clickbait. It's the new Rickroll of 2020, if you want to say. This gentleman, his name was Wood. Now, Wood is no longer with us, but and I'm surprised that you would know. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised because you would definitely know a lot about this man because he was a gay porn star.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
No, you knew all about this. You were watching him on Pantheon Bears. You were watching him on Pornhub.com. You know damn well you were watching Wood give the wood to other men.
Number one, what are you talking about? Okay, number one, this viral meme of this black man with a giant Johnson was sent to me quite some time ago. A matter of fact, I think the very first person that sent it to me was a good friend of ours. He does some stupid Star Wars podcast for another platform, and his name is he's a doctor. Let's just call him Dr. Destroyo. And he sent me this fucking meme, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying? It's everything every man attains to be. It's a very well-built chocolate man with a giant fat. Hey, you think I should send this to Bonnie?
You probably should send it to Bonnie. But wait, you said that this is something that every man strives to be, a gay porn star?
No, I mean a very well-hung man, well-built, handsome. He's not a bad-looking guy. He's sitting there, very, very, what's the word? People like to be very confident. I find that women find confidence to be extremely appealing, and I'm a confident man. And this man with his giant phallus, which is limp and very thick, and very that thing looks like a fucking tree, like a tree.
That's why they called him Wood. Apparently,
was he really a gay porn star? I had no idea.
Yes, yeah. So I basically Google searched porn star in coronavirus memes, and it came up with like a UK news article about the man, and apparently people have been selling shirts and things of the like with that picture of him sitting on the bed with his Johnson just hanging down between his legs. And the photographer that took that picture is okay with people making money off of his picture, but he would rather people that if they are making money off of his picture, right, send some of the proceeds to this man's family because unfortunately Wood was cut down in the year of 2016.
Do you know how?
He's no longer with us. I didn't really deep dive any further. I tried to go to Wikipedia for like the list of porn stars that were active per decade, and I couldn't find anything with his name Wood. In the article, they wouldn't even talk about the man's name. I guess he wouldn't say what the man's name was, just because I guess because he was dead, and they didn't want to, I guess, have that out there, with the family and stuff. But I mean, you've been slipping this thing into all kinds of weird stuff. I actually had one the other day that some friends posted in a group chat, and it was like coronavirus found to have been produced by people eating bats. And then when you clicked on it, it was a fucking bat with that dude's head on it with his Johnson hanging between the bat's legs. I mean, they're very, very creative the way they're doing these. I think you sent one the other day where it's Tom Hanks and Rita Hanks, and he's kind of like hanging on their shoulders, like with his head over them, like, hey, what's up, guys?
Well, here's the funny thing. His arms were around their shoulders, but that thing was right between Rita's legs.
Oh, of course it was.
Let me ask you a question. Let's be honest here. Let's be real, all right, guys. So for all of you who are fans of the Voices of Misery podcast, and I'm sure you are if you're listening to this show, how much do you want to bet that right now the nerdette, while the nerd is passed out, probably drunk, after a long day of not working, because apparently his company is shut down for the next couple of weeks, how many times do you think she is just literally just licking her phone watching that, just looking at that picture?
It's probably a lot. I could definitely see her just like looking at him, looking back at the phone, looking back at Nerd, looking back at the phone. And that's probably why he doesn't, ever since you sent this meme and put this out in the ether, that's probably why Nerd hasn't been getting any booty lately.
Colin, I have a problem with the Nerd and Nerdette right now. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, what's that?
The fact that, we were talking about clapping it out with the Nerdette and being able to clap it out with the Nerdette, during the smack attack over at the Hami Media Discussion video gimmick that we do over there.
And side note, before you get into it, this is not wrestling talk. This is bedroom wrestling talk. It is okay for the Ridiculously Random podcast to talk bedroom wrestling.
I was a little, I felt bad when she used that term rape. Who said anything about rape? Did you say that?
No, I never said anything about rape. I mean, from all signs, she's given us the okay.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
She's like,
right? You feel like she's given us the okay?
She's like, yeah, they could come over the house.
She has consented to us coming over.
But let me tell you something. We come over that house, I'm gonna have my way with the Nerd. That is one good-looking guy.
Are you gonna put your balls in his dimples?
Oh. Balls. You ever heard that song? Maybe I can plug it in here, but there was a show called what was it? The spinoff from Family Guy, the Cleveland Show.
Cleveland Show, yep.
And there was a really good song that his son sang, talking about love. And you know what? As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do right now, Colin, I'm going to play this song. It's a very beautiful song. It's a wonderful song, as a matter of fact. It's about being balls deep in love.
See, Dad, it's not just superficial. I'm deep in love.
How deep?
You know how when I go in the ball pit at Cheesy Charlie's and I sink all the way down to the bottom and you can't find me?
That deep?
That's right, Dad. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep in love. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep in love. I want to have sex with a personality, dry hump her positive traits, give a pound into her feelings, make her south mouth salivate. Hey Tyra, are you listening? We're not talking just the tipping. Thank you, Scotty Pippen.
No problem. Just here dropping off an application. Players in my day didn't make as much as they do today.
Sorry to hear that. Where was I?
You're talking about balls deep.
I'm talking about balls deep. We're talking about balls deep in love. I'm talking about balls deep.
My boy's talking about balls deep.
We're talking about balls deep in love.
So what you're saying is, Big Ray, is that you're balls deep in love with the Nerd?
I'm balls deep in love with this platform, to be honest with you. I'm having a lot of fun here, Colin. I got to be honest with you. It's different. We don't have to talk, wrestling.
Yes. Don't let them hear you say that.
Man, it's a lot of fun, man. And, man, just sitting back and just talking bullshit, man. We really don't have do we have a show scripted today? We're just going to kind of wing it today? Is that how we're doing it?
You gave me reins of the show today, and you like to send me all kinds of articles throughout the day. Hey, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that. Ray, we don't need to have a scripted show here at the Ridiculously Random Podcast, because if it was scripted, it wouldn't be random.
Yeah,
and
let me ask you, what does fisting myself mean? Because you told me to spit on my fist, ball it real tight and just shove it right in my ass. Like, do people really do that?
Yeah, you should totally do that to yourself. I think you'll enjoy it. You should put your legs behind your head, and then take your fist, spit on it, and then just start punching yourself in the asshole.
Now, why would I do that though? I'm just how does that prevent the coronavirus?
It doesn't prevent the coronavirus. It actually helps to stretch out your prostate. It's really good for prostate health.
Really?
Yeah. And a man your age should really make sure to take care of his prostate.
Fuck you mean my age?
Well, you're at that age where the doctor's got to put the 2 gloves on. He's got to go in your prostate, massage it around a little bit.
Colin.
What's that?
I got to talk to you about something.
What's that?
On the Smack Attack, on Hami Media, I spoke about, I did a little teaser, Colin.
Yes, you did.
I did, and I just remembered that as you mentioned the doctor and the prostate and the whole gimmick. By the way, I had my very first prostate exam, and I was a little let down because he didn't even buy me a drink. But neither here nor there. Colin, can I tell you the story of what happened when I went to the doctor this past week?
Please, you did tease us, for those of us that listen to the Smack Attack. You did tease us there, so please.
I just need you to understand that I'm not embellishing. I'm not making it more than what it is. I'm going to tell you the story, Colin. Just the way it happened. And, if people find joy in it, you can all go to hell. Well, but basically, Bonnie says there is no hell. Bonnie from what's her podcast again, by the way? Bonnie Ray.
The Joy in Becoming podcast. That's her religious podcast, and then I forgot what her romance novel podcast is.
Well, listen, I got to tell you something. Before I even get into the story, I listened to the podcast with Nerd interviewing her, and I thought, now I'm putting all jokes aside and everything, and I'm being very serious. I thought it was a really interesting, really fun podcast to listen to. So I would implore all you people that are listening here, if you haven't listened to that one, that was on the Hami Media Discussion, the Hami Media channel. It's hackerhameen.podbean.com. Check that out. But it was wonderful. And even though I was raised as a Christian, a Pentecostal, and we have different beliefs, I got to be honest, man, I really found her to be even more endearing on that show than, just communicating with her. And I would love to do like a little, maybe bring her on here. I'm saying? You think she would be able to, handle us both?
Oh, yeah. She seems like the type that could handle 2 dudes at once. She definitely opened up. With her interview with the Nerd. The Nerd has this knack for bringing this thing out of people, and it may be because of the job that he does in real life. The way that he has to interact with people and do that job to get them to do certain things that he wants them to do so he can get paid. But a lot of people listening to that episode would say that, oh, she's just a part of a cult. I know former coworker of ours, Rat Gaffer, would say that she was a part of a cult. But Big Ray, I know you've teased your little story here, but did you hear that Jared Leto is the leader of a cult?
Well, wow, I'm shocked because I used to watch the Tonight Show after Johnny Carson, kind of turned the show over to Mr. Jay Leno. No,
not Jay Leno. Jared Leto. That's the dude. He was in Requiem for a Dream. He was in. He was the Joker in the Suicide Squad. Kind of that like weird punk Joker. But apparently he's also the lead singer for the band 30 Seconds to Mars. Have you ever listened to 30 Seconds to Mars?
No, I never have. But didn't Jared also sell sandwiches for Subway? Didn't he lose like a whole bunch of weight and then he was looking at kitty videos?
That was Jared. That was Jared Fogle. Who got arrested for kitty porn. This is Jared Leto, actor and now cult leader. For $995, Big Ray, you can go to what is called Mars Island and have a nice little 3-day, 4-day weekend getaway with Jared Leto as he walks around in white robes, long hair, long beard, looking like Jesus. He walks around in white sandals. You can get tattoos of a smiley face. A lot of these people are getting these tattoos of a smiley face, or even like it's a triangle with a line through it. And this is pretty fucking crazy. So even if $995 is like the start out price, $995. And Big Ray, that does not include travel. That only includes your stay and the events that you get to take part in at the cult island that these people are going to. Now, they're very forward in saying that this is not a cult, but the more money that you pay, the more access to Jared Leto that you can get. And he's got like this group of women that call themselves like the Echelon. Ooh. And they call him like the leader of the Echelon. Like this sounds like some real Jim Jones shit we got here. I think in the next couple years, we're going to be hearing about how maybe Jared Leto probably inappropriately touched some of these women.
Sure, why not?
Maybe mass suicides on this island. Big Ray, have you ever joined a cult before?
I have not. I have not joined a cult. I do have a friend that was a member of what I thought was a cult at the time. I don't know. He used to go to these big arenas, all over the place. He used to go to places in New York, California. They even overseas. And in this cult, they have these guys, and they're actually like it's a very physical cult where they're wearing underwear. And their bodies are oiled up and very tanned, and they're doing like this choreographed fighting, and they fight for purses and belts. It's such a weird thing.
Big Ray, that's wrestling. That's lucha.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's professional wrestling that you're probably talking about there. But this stuff here is a crazy cult. Yeah, but they say it's not a cult, which, there were some examples of people on YouTube and things like that saying that they weren't a part of cults, and then come to find out, like, the YouTube guy actually started a cult and became a cult leader and all this stuff. So just keep an eye on the newswire here about Jared Leto and his cult, because we could be hearing about some crazy shit.
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, Colin, I got to be honest with you. Technically, I was part of a cult, man. So back in the 80s, maybe early 90s, there was this gentleman that he was in various movies, Star Wars. He's very famous for being Lando Calrissian. Do you know who this person is?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Billy D. Williams.
Yes. And, he would sell this beer or this malt liquor called Colt 45. And he said it would work every time. And, no matter how many, and I got to be honest with you, man, I would go out with these girls and date them and stuff. And, they would drink this shit with me. And, dude, I got laid like crazy. It was amazing. It did work what?
That's Colt 45, COLT 45,
right.
Not Colt 45, CULT.
Colin,
there's a difference. Well, look. I do know about this one cult that you were in, though.
What's that?
It's about 4 or 5 years ago. This guy named Rick Gaussman.
What the fuck is that?
Rick Gaussman. He had a show.
Okay.
A weekly show. You would come on one of the days and talk to him. This is where you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you remember that. Yeah, it was about 2 years.
I think it was a radio station called FWZ.
Yeah, FWZ. Right. They did like this daily show. He would come on for about 2 hours and he would preach the gospel. And you were a part of that show, Big Ray. So I do think that you were a part of a cult. I can't believe that you. I mean, I guess you kind of repressed those memories.
No, well, I got to tell you something, man. It wasn't the best of times, but. Through this cult, I was able to meet my good friend Ben Dewar, and we were able to kind of build a wrestling platform, which ended up being a little bit of everything, wrestling and Colin. What are we talking about here, Colin? I really need to talk to you, man, as a friend. What the fuck, dude?
Well, it's called a rolling tease. Every time you start to get into your story about your anal probe that this doctor with sausage fingers put his finger in your ass, I'm going to stop you and then talk about another story or something else that's going on in life so that we can we got to keep teasing these people and just keep pulling them along.
Colin, I got to be honest with you, man.
I know you really want to get this story out.
Well, the thing is that it wasn't an anal probe. I mean, it was so much worse. I mean, I wish the doctor stuck his finger in my ass, Well, yeah, but, Governor Cuomo has been sticking his finger in your guy's ass. What?
What's up with your coronavirus update here in New York? Because it sounds like you guys are locked down right now.
All right, so here's the deal. Okay, so basically, I was issued a letter to my job, and this is a notice from the CDC in New York State that states that I am a quote unquote essential worker. So apparently, I'm allowed to go out up and about and travel from home to work. Right. So as I'm taking mass transit, I'm noticing a lot of essential workers look like homeless people.
Oh no, those are essential workers. They're very essential to the work in New York.
Okay. Well, one of the essential workers wasn't homeless, but he looked to be I don't know, like a delivery guy, or just he smelled of weed and McDonald's.
That's usually that's the go to perfume or cologne of delivery drivers.
Dude, I'm so fucking disappointed because I'm here in New York, okay, and I work in a building near Lexington Avenue, which is a nice part of New York City, and people aren't just they're not fucking getting it, and it's very frustrating. I see these fucking people taking their kids to the park. I see these people fucking outside dancing, doing fucking little YouTube videos and shit. People need to stay the fuck home. It's really, now I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I hear this is more of a comedy based podcast, but I'm gonna get on my soapbox. Like, I have to go to my job and service the people in my building and help, because we have a contingency of elderly people that can't fucking leave. We have people that have disabilities, people that genuinely they're at that apex point where they can get sick, they die. So basically, and I posted this on my Facebook, like what the job that I actually do as a doorman in New York City. People probably think, oh, you just stand there and just open doors. No, man, we do a little bit of fucking everything, dude. Like, we pull the doors. Sometimes we have to put in the porter uniform, and we have to
the glory hole.
Absolutely, and Mr. Wood is there. It's not easy, man. My jaw can only open so much. But listen, we do a ton. But these people in New York City. Nothing pissed me off more. It wasn't a New York thing. But when I saw one of these motherfucking millennials, saying, oh, I don't care about the coronavirus. I'm here to party. Spring break, down in Florida. These motherfuckers. Oh, yeah,
that was down in Florida. Yeah, that guy.
Dude, why are they not closing the beaches, Colin?
Well, apparently the same thing's going on in California. They've got people going to visit the beaches out in California. People don't care. Apparently now you're supposed to stay 6 feet away from each other, which my boss at work, he said he went to the Advanced Auto to go buy some parts for his son's car, and they had a yellow line that was about 6 feet away from the counter, and he just kind of walked up to the counter to give the guy his card, and the guy was like, behind the yellow line. So like he stood behind the line to interact and do his transaction, and then as he went to go like hand the guy the card, he's like trying to reach, but this is a tiny Asian man, he can't really quite get to the counter the way he's supposed to. So like he steps forward, and the Advanced Auto worker steps like 3 steps back while he's stepping forward to like keep that social distance between him. But Big Ray, I work in the restaurant industry, and we have not been shut down yet here in North Carolina, but it's coming soon. I have a feeling that I think today Roy Cooper had he is our governor. He had a meeting with kind of the county commissioners about what they were going to do, what's the kind of the next step. And I was talking about this to another coworker of mine at work, and we got into the topic of 1%ers and how there's more poor people in this world than there are of rich people, and that if we just went to these people's houses, we could just pull them out, we could take charge, we could overrun the system, because again, there's more poor people and struggling people in this world than there are the rich people out there. And we got on the topic of how like they try to keep us divided with like politics and race and religion, and this guy was like, I completely understand what you're saying, like I get it, like they make blacks hate whites, they make whites hate blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
And then in the same breath, as I started to walk away, he's like, but white people do really rule the world and all that stuff. And I'm just like, dude, really, like you're the problem. You're like, how can you sit here and agree with me and then just be like, yeah, white people really do rule the world? Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be working in the fucking restaurant industry with you right now. Like, I would be out ruling people like white people are supposed to do.
Right. What do you mean supposed to do?
That's how they have it worked into the whole lexicon and everything. That, like, you know, I mean,
it's frustrating when, you know, it shouldn't be a black and white thing. It shouldn't be a Latino thing, an Asian thing. But I do hate when any race decides to use the crutch of the fact that they are ethnic to, you know, we're being held down. Like, what do you mean you fucking held down? You have just, as an American citizen, you have just as much an opportunity as anyone. Let me tell you something. If Barack Obama, with goddamn no real birth certificate, because if you look at his birth certificate, it looks like they printed it out in the fucking Staples. Okay,
it looks like Bitter Black Carl like did it like on Photoshop.
Speaking of Bitter Black Carl, you know, he may make a couple of appearances here, and apparently, Colin, he's gonna be. Did you got the email?
Yeah, I like the new sponsors that we're going to be having on the show, Big Ray.
Yeah, I think starting next week we're going to be rolling some really cool commercials, some sponsors, and, you know, maybe we'll have put Bitter Black Carl out here and talk a little bit about his time with what was his girlfriend's name? What's her name again?
Well, it was my former girlfriend. He started dating Frida. Yeah,
but we all know, you know, black men are way more hung than any white guy.
Yeah, just look at that picture of Wood.
You know, fuck Peter North.
Yeah, fuck John Holmes.
John. Yeah. Anyway, it's really annoying to me, Colin. But Colin, I really want to tell you about this fucking story.
You know what? Really upset me about the conversation that we were having, though, Big Ray, is like, this guy has like 5 jobs, right? And you were talking about how you're an essential worker. You know, I made the comment to him that you know, if things shut down in North Carolina, they're more than likely restaurant workers are still going to have a job. We're just going to be doing more delivery, more curbside delivery, that type of stuff. And this dude starts yelling at me about how are restaurant workers essential? How are we essential? And it's just like, dude, you really have no clue. Like, one, he works for UPS, by the way. So it's like, no matter what, you're still going to have a fucking job, even though you're working here at the restaurant. And it blows my mind that he would even get mad by the fact that I was just like, yeah, we're still going to be open.
Dude, I don't understand what he doesn't understand. Of course, you're extremely essential, because the fact is that what's happening is right now in America and all over the world, you know, people are supposed to stay the fuck home. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, you're going to order your food and they're going to deliver it to you. You know, that this keeps you off the street, off the roads. So I think during something like this type of pandemic, you know, you guys are extreme. And the thing is that, you know, people are not even giving you guys the credit. You know, you're working an exorbitant amount of hours. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure all your schedules are fucking screwed up and mixed up. You know, I'm sure you're used to getting tips off of people that are coming into the establishment, you know, these relationships that you've established with, you know, regulars, so on and so forth. And now everything has changed, Colin. You know, it's not an easy business.
No, and you know, I hear our good friend Fame Black, where he works, they're letting them get unlimited overtime, letting them come and go as they please and kind of work whatever schedule. I have a friend that works for Comcast, and they've increased their pay. You know, my job has completely cut our overtime. Won't even has frozen wage increases. So It's like we're here at the front line doing all of this stuff, and they're over here like, oh, we're not going to do anything extra for you guys. But you know, if there was a big giant restaurant food bailout type thing that to help bail out the restaurants in need, those motherfuckers at the top would keep all the fucking money, and none of it would ever trickle down to any of us. And that just really like bites me in the ass, Big Ray.
You know, people are going to be like, oh, well, you're lucky. At least you're working. But the fact of the matter is this, okay? Like, I want to use myself as an example. So I have to get on the train with people that do not look like essential workers. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I'm taking mass transit, and then I go into Manhattan, which is basically worldwide, possibly one of the biggest fucking, the numbers are astronomical. I'm not going to give you specific numbers, but people are getting the coronavirus and dropping dead like flies here in New York City. Maybe not as worse as Italy, but as per the United States, it's the worst that you can possibly get. So I travel into New York City, then I work in a closed building, with a door. People are walking past me, holding that door open. They're talking to me. I'm handling their packages from USPS, from UPS, from FedEx. I'm interacting with the delivery guys that are delivering to the building. I don't know if these guys have corona in their ass. I have no idea. And then on top of that, I'm doing double duty. I'm going to their apartment, fixing stuff for them. I don't know if these people fucking have coronavirus. Not only that, but I'm also, doing the job of a porter now, where I'm pulling the garbage and pulling recycling. I'm handling all this stuff 5 days a week for 40 hours a week. And guess what, Colin? We get no type of hazard pay as per the union contract.
Same here, which I'm not under a union like you, but no hazard pay, no none of this. But at least your boss is giving you weed.
Oh, man. But, Colin, I really want to tell you the story about when I went to the doctor. I mean, it was just absolutely awful, Colin. I mean, it's probably one of the worst experiences that I've ever had. So I go to the doctor, right?
I still kind of wanted to continue this corona talk, Big Ray, because have you been paying attention to the news recently? There was a man and woman who saw on the news that Trump was telling people to take this hydrochloroquine stuff that's going to help. It's like a malaria drug. It's supposed to help cure the coronavirus, and it's kind of like what they've got going on here. But what they actually took was fish tank cleaner. They took a couple tablets. They mixed it with their Coke. They drank it. The lady started to. No, I'm dead serious. The lady started to feel a little bit weird. She noticed that her husband was like foaming at the mouth, all kinds of craziness. He was like 68. He dies. She's still kind of in critical condition in the hospital, but that's not the kicker of this, Big Ray.
Okay.
The politicians, and I'm not trying to make this like the Right Opinion Pod, like our good friend Harrison Bergeron does. Right. But the left is running with this topic and trying to say that, Trump told these people to take this. It's all Trump's fault. Trump shouldn't be out here telling people what to take. No. When you fucking open up a package and it clearly says on the package, not for human consumption, you don't fucking eat it. Like, what is wrong with people, Big Ray?
But why are they taking this? Like, I don't get it.
Well, okay, so first off, they didn't even have coronavirus to begin with. They were taking it because they thought that it would help prevent them from getting coronavirus. And the stuff that they took says like chloroquine phosphate. So it's similar in name to this stuff that they're talking about in the news that could help cure coronavirus for people that have it. But they're fucking idiots, man. The general public is fucking stupid, Big Ray. Like I've learned this working in my years of retail and working in the restaurant industry that, we have this saying like 95-5, where 95% of the people are actually coming in with good intentions. There's only 5% of people that are coming in with bad intentions. But 95% of the people that come in your restaurant are fucking idiots, Big Ray. Like, we still have 7 to 8 people. Like, I literally just the other day had a family of 8 people come in to order some to-go food.
Okay.
Like, why does everyone in your family need to come inside to order this food to go? You can't just send one person in. You have to send all 8. And then right after these people left, Big Ray, I got a phone call. And I answered the phone. And it was some lady who was very, very polite on the phone. She was like, I just want you, to bless you and bless your day. May God bless you in these times of need. But I just saw like 7 people walk in your restaurant and they touched the stainless steel handle on your door. And I just wanted to let you know that stainless steel holds the virus for 3 days. So you should probably have somebody come out front and wipe that handle down before anybody gets sick. Do you have a blessed day now? And then she hung up. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people these days?
Let me ask you a question. Did she start the whole conversation with, "Hey, Suge"?
Yeah, and it was a Georgia area code too. I was kind of weirded out by that. She was like, "Hey, Suge, you have a blessed day."
Dude, I think it was Sherry.
You think Sherry came, like Sherry stalking me now in North Carolina?
No, absolutely. Do you know if she sent us an email, by the way?
I think she did. Are we gonna open our mail sack later tonight?
I think we can open a mail sack, but Colin, I really, really need to talk to you about this goddamn story when I went to the doctor.
I'm not done talking about coronavirus. I got one last thing. It's Coronamania.
I'm so tired of coronavirus.
I know you are, but you're bound to get it. I'm bound to get it. We're going to continue to talk about this stuff, especially while it's the topic in the news. I was listening to Sean Hannity the other day while I was coming home, and Sean Hannity, he's you know who he is. Don't play dumb with me, Big Ray.
I know. Yeah, he played first base for the Yankees like in '89.
Yes, exactly. And
Right, sure.
he parlayed that into a news show on Fox News. Well, he had Mike Pence on the show the other night, and Mike Pence, our Vice President of the United States, was talking about the vaccine, and the pharmaceutical companies have formed a consortium to get a vaccine out for coronavirus. Now,
stop. Why would they have somebody that can bend their body and do weird things? What does that have to do with the coronavirus?
Well, that's a contortionist, Big Ray. I'm talking about consortium.
You just said, that's what you said, contortion.
No, consortium. It is like remember in Star Wars when Emperor Palpatine gets all the different planets and solar systems and stuff to make one big giant Senate so that he can just take over everything.
I gotta be honest with you. Star Wars is really gay.
Well, I know, and you used to produce a Star Wars podcast.
You know what it was like? It was like producing shit, like literal poop.
Well, you do that every day.
Well, I don't do it anymore. Well, yeah, I do it in the toilet, but other than that,
yeah.
Should I really send that picture to Renee?
You probably should. I think she would get a laugh out of it.
You think she would? I'm gonna do it right now.
I mean, go ahead and do it right now. I'll continue my little story here about the vaccine. Now, Pence was saying that it's going to be about a year and a half before they get a vaccine out. But in the next 3 to 6 months, you should see therapeutic drugs coming out. And he just spilled his beer all over his setup now.
It's fine. It's fine.
They're going to come out with therapeutics,
of course,
to help relieve some of the pressure and illnesses of the coronavirus. Now, Big Ray, why can't they just come out with a fucking cure for this shit? Why do they have to come out with therapeutics?
Dude, it's all money, man. It's all business. Colin, dude, let me tell you something. Number one, okay, guys and gals out there is a cure for AIDS out there. There is a cure for cancer out there. But the fact of the matter is there is no money in cure for cancer and cure for AIDS, because guess what? If you take a pill, okay, if you get some type of IV and you have no more cancer, guess what? Then there is no need for the doctors anymore. Mm-hmm. There's no need for the medications. So what they're going to do is they're going to slow trickle this motherfucking thing, Colin. They're going to, we have a medicine that makes the coronavirus a little less fucking deadly. You'll get the symptoms of a flu, but you won't die, right? And this will go on.
You'll bleed out of your asshole. You'll have asthma. You'll get all these different side effects when you take it. But don't worry, you won't have coronavirus anymore.
Yeah, side effects include depression, wanting to kill yourself, bleeding out of your ass, dizziness, constipation, and diarrhea at the same time. It's all these fucking things. But the fact of the matter is this: they're going to stretch this out. Okay, listen to me, Colin. I don't see a cure for the coronavirus for years. This is my humble opinion. I think they will have something that will repress it, and this is something that we're going to have to take every year, just like, guess what? The flu shot. So every year you're going to go to your local CVS, your local Rite Aid, your local pharmacy, and you're going to get not only the flu shot, but you're going to get the coronavirus shot, which is funny because, Colin, I swear to everything I love, okay, I have not had the flu shot in over 10 years.
Same here.
Let me ask you a question. How many times have you had the flu, a full-blown flu?
I mean, I get sick here and there, but nothing where I'm like flu symptoms and dehydrated and having to go to the hospital like they say that you have to do when you get the flu?
Colin, my good friend and gay partner, I haven't
Very
had
gay.
super gay. I haven't. The gay seal right now is screaming gay. I have not had the flu in probably 15 years. And I don't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even remember ever having. I mean, I've had the flu as a kid, as a 20-year-old, but that's when I was getting the flu shot. Isn't that weird?
Well, and the worst that I've been sick is when I had a bout of colitis, and the medication that they gave me to cure it. I read up on all the side effects and everything for it, and they were like, if prolonged use of this drug can give you basically intestinal cancer, stomach cancer, these things like that. And I'm like, this drug is supposed to help with the colitis that's going on in my intestines right now, and it has the potential to kill me. And then I looked up that you could just change your diet and kind of quell the symptoms. And if you stick to this diet of eating like softer foods and things like that, and just really watching like your caffeine intake, don't drink Monster energy drinks and the Amp energy drinks that I was drinking all the time.
Right.
And really, drink more water, stuff like that. And it's pretty much gone away. Now there are times here and there that I might eat something that really does kind of upset me. I know you have issues with your diverticulitis and stuff like that. And there's times where you have flare-ups and things of the like, but I wasn't about to continue to take. I took whatever round of medication they gave me, and then I didn't go get another prescription refill. Like I was not doing that anymore, Big Ray, because I felt like I'm not going to take this and end up killing myself for getting something worse than me just having the shits every once in a while for something that I ate wrong.
And the fact of the matter is that, they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, you need this. You need to take this pill, just like the coronavirus. You're going to need to get this shot. But you know what? Here's the funny thing about the human body. And so if you don't have any underlying issues, like breathing issues, and by the way, they're finding out that, what do you call those gimmicks that you use to when you have asthma?
The inhaler?
The inhalers are actually helping people that have the coronavirus, with the breathing issues, which makes sense. It basically, because when you have,
it's like a steroid. It's like an aerosol steroid that you kind of helps clear the passages in the lungs and stuff.
Absolutely, and so anyway, look, I'm not going to get into all these logistics and specifics, but the point of the matter is this, Colin. You brought this story up, and the truth is, that the doctors, the politicians, the government don't want a cure. I don't think they want a cure, And the funny thing is that, you see Donald Trump, he's like, oh, we're going to get a cure. The cure is going to come quickly. And we're going to open the United States in 2 weeks. Again, we're recording this 3/25/2020. We're going to open the United States in 2 weeks, and we're going to beat this thing. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be wonderful. And then after that, we're going to build a wall, and there'll be no Mexicans going over that wall. Believe me. I think Donald Trump.
Dude, can he not come on this show? Donald Trump's just butting his way into the show like that.
I can tell Donald Trump not to come on, but he just cuts it. Let me tell you something. The truth of the matter.
No, Donald. Look, I get it that you have this governmental feed and you can just break in to whoever's Wi-Fi, internet that you want to at any point in time. But at this moment, you're not welcome here on the Ridiculously Random podcast. Like we Ray's a New Yorker. He's had enough of you in his lifetime dealing with all the stunts and things that you got going on.
Well, let me explain something to you.
No.
I was born and raised here in New York. I had many successful businesses. Believe me, I'm telling you. Were they
huge?
Oh, they were huge. Just I've been telling people about China. China is one of the most terrible countries. The people are wonderful people, but
did you say China?
Yes.
Vagina?
No. I said China. China.
China. You need to learn to accentuate your words.
Well, that's what you know what you are. You are a terrible podcaster.
I miss Big Ray's Uncle Fester looking face right now. I see your big orange fucking head.
I blocked him. You had to block him on Skype, dude. It's like a weird thing. How the fuck? Anyway, listen.
Well, but did you hear about Cardi B?
Dude, did I? As a matter of fact, Colin, this is something. She went on this whole fucking Instagram rap, like this rant. Excuse me, not rap, but she can't rap for shit. But you know what? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to play it. Okay, her little rant, and then we'll discuss it right now.
Government, let me tell y'all motherfuckers something. I don't know what the fuck this coronavirus is about. I don't understand how that shit was from Wuhan, China. Now all of a sudden this shit is a motherfucking tour. And let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna front. A bitch is scared. I'm a little scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit got me panicking. And a lot of you motherfuckers think it's a joke, like I was thinking, right? But that shit right there, just because you think you're immune to it, guess what? Your pocket ain't, bitch, because a lot of shit comes from motherfucking China, bitch. So if you wonder where your motherfucking weave or your fashion over motherfucking packages have arrived, guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! I'm telling you, shit is real! Shit is getting real! Woo! Bitch, I'm scared.
The fuck is wrong with people?
I mean, look, I really enjoyed the video that you sent me where Donald Trump had inserted his face onto her face and was doing the whole coronavirus gimmick.
Do not say his name. You said it once.
Is that like the Candyman?
Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice. You say it 3 times, he comes in. He cuts in. I don't know how the fuck to stop that.
I would rather actually hang out with Beetlejuice than Donald Trump, to be honest with you.
What the fuck is wrong with people with the Cardi B gimmick? Seriously. Like, why? Number one, I do appreciate what she was wearing during the IG rant. That was, it's quite wonderful, to be honest with you. She's very attractive. God damn.
I mean, that ass is very fake, but very nice.
Oh, it's so fake.
Donald, no, I didn't block you on Skype. Fuck.
Let me tell you, Cardi B has a big ass, and I want to build a wall just as big as Cardi B's ass.
A wall. No.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's going to be the most wonderful ass you've ever seen, and the wall's going to be just as big. And if I can, I will put pictures of Cardi B to scare all the Mexicans, because Mexicans have very small penises, right, small.
I'm pausing this. Donald, I paused.
Why?
I paused.
Why
nobody can hear you. Now it's just me and you.
Okay.
You've got bigger fish to fry. You need to go back to Washington.
Oh.
You need to get on whatever you need to do a couple of lines of cocaine, as people say that you're doing, and get back to running this country, or running it into the ground, which, there are people who say that you're not even doing a good job of doing that. But Big Ray and I need to finish this podcast. I need you to stay focused on your job at hand, please.
Well, I gotta tell you, what's your name again? Colin. Colin, let me just tell you something. I had a very popular show called The Apprentice, and a very wonderful, diverse staff running this show. And, I'm a person that listens, I act, and I move forward. The United States is the best it's ever been, and we're going to be just as good, Colin. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry. Melania is back there. She has my full support. It's going to be huge. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be the best show. Colin?
What?
Why does my Skype keep cutting out? What the fuck is going on here?
I paused the show. Let's get back to the show. Hang on. All right. We're back alive.
All right. What is going on here?
I don't know, but you were just talking about Cardi B and that little coronavirus. It's real, y'all. Did you know that she recently came out today and said that these celebrities that are saying they have coronavirus are being paid to say that they have coronavirus?
Here's a funny thing.
She's so stupid.
She's stupid, but what if, I don't know, what if she's right? Do you think there's certain people out there that, say, hey, listen, Tom Hanks, we're gonna give you like $50 million just to perpetuate this whole, scare tactic, because what we want to do is this. Our planet, hear me out here, our planet is dying. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to seclude everybody and tell everybody to get off the roads, stop going to work, and we're gonna kind of reduce emissions for about 3 months, maybe even 4 months. Scare the shit out of people, and we want you to be the face of it. Because not for nothing, but if you think about this virus, it's kind of almost like a reset button. That
it really is, yeah.
That God or Mother Nature or whomever, or Mother Earth, whatever you want to believe in. I believe in God. Maybe this is maybe we need this. Does this sound crazy to say that maybe society needs, because not for nothing. All right, Colin. So you live in what is it, Muttley, Kentucky, right?
Yeah, okay. Muttley, Kentucky.
Cool. So Larry Bird's from Muttley, by the way. But anyway,
still better than West Virginia.
Absolutely, West Virginia is the shithole of all of the United States.
Or New Jersey, especially Bombay, New Jersey.
Bombay, New Jersey is a not even a shithole. It's a rusty vagina. But listen, this world, especially China. The fuck was that? Anyway, especially China, they're overpopulated. Okay, they're only allowed by law to have one child. I think I forgot how it works. And man, now I was listening to another show from California. I have a good friend. His name is JV. He has a JV show on Wild 94.9. And he's a morning guy. He used to do radio here in New York City, and I befriended him. He follows me on social media. We go back and forth. He actually shouted me out on the show in San Francisco. I download their podcast. And
when editors note, when Ray says that he befriended someone, that means he gave them a hand job in the back alley in New York. Now back to your show.
Yeah. So basically, Colin, all right, what was that whole clicking thing that turned off when I was talking?
It was there was like a thing going on. It's probably Donald Trump again.
Oh, sure. So anyway, so Colin, so in California, they were saying he was talking to his co-host Graham and Selena and everything. They were saying that when they were driving, because they're essential workers, they're people, they're radio hosts.
They're celebrities, so we need to have celebrities.
They're giving the news or whatever.
Yeah.
They said that they noticed when they were driving. And California is well known for heavy, dense smog, not fog, smog, which is basically like emissions from cars and everything. And anyway, they noticed that the skies look a lot clearer, and that the air seems to be, fresher. Like, what if this is like just the big reset button for the planet Earth?
Well, and you're right. I mean, I've heard. Did you hear the rumor going around that black people couldn't get coronavirus? And the minute this rumor started to get a little bit of traction out there among some of the circles on the internet, Idris Elba puts out a video where he's like, "Oh, I've got coronavirus now.
I've got the black lung." Listen, you never heard of that old saying, "Black don't corona"?
Yeah, black don't corona for sure.
Listen, man. Anybody can get this shit, man. Doesn't matter what the skin color doesn't matter. I'm just like, I'm really looking at this through some really odd glasses and saying that this is absolutely awful. Don't get me wrong, Colin. A lot of people dying, a lot of old people dying, young people are getting sick. By the way, I have a friend who, well, I'll just tell you, it's not a friend. Jen, a 36-year-old houseman in her hotel, got sick. I'm not going to mention any names. The guy's young. He's younger than me, in his 30s. So this shit can hit anyone. But is this a possibility, Colin, that out of all this negativity, that, finally when we stand at the grocery store line, you're not going to have that really bad breath on your neck. When you're standing checking out and the fucking guy behind you is just trying to sneak his gallon of milk right there, and he can't wait. Yeah. You can't wait 2 seconds.
They stand way too close to you while you're trying to put your personal PIN in on your debit card while you're trying to check out.
Dude, let me tell you, as a matter of fact,
usually they put their hand on your ass while you're standing in line, and you're very uncomfortable.
Oh, my dick. I'm gonna tell you something. What was it? I think last Thursday, I was at the grocery store here in Brooklyn, and we're all. This is like the beginning of the social distancing gimmick that they were putting over to us, and this dude, Colin. This is like fucking. It's my day off. It's a Wednesday or Thursday. It's my day off. It's 11 o'clock, and the grocery store was insane. But this guy, literally, I could feel his nasty fucking breath on my shoulder, and I was wearing a jacket. Then finally, so there's like that little. What's that little plastic strip that it's like a divider that you put before. So that your groceries doesn't get wrung out before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you were talking some kind of sexual dental dam thing as the dude was hitting you from behind and breathing on the back of your neck.
That doesn't happen much. Anyway, so I took the divider, I put it behind my groceries. There was like 3 inches of space as the whole, what do you call that gimmick that moves the groceries along?
The conveyor belt.
The conveyor belt is moving. Dude, this dude is literally right there. He could have reached into my back pocket, pulled out my ID. He was so close. I turned around. I said, hey. I said, why do I smell your breath? Like, I'm really blunt, Colin.
Yeah, I would be the same way out in public. I usually look at people that are doing ridiculous shit, and give them that side eye, like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, but Jen gets so mad at me because I'm very blunt. Like I'm a nice guy. I'm a really, but so I put my hand out. I can't explain it. I'm gonna try to explain it. So I turn around, right? So the guy's over my left shoulder. I turn around. He's literally right there, and I point my finger at him, and my finger touches his jacket. So I said, why am I smelling your breath? And if you're so close that I just turn around and my finger is touching you, you're too close to me. Back up. I got angry, and he was so oblivious. And this is the thing that's fucking up this world, this country right now, especially the United States. People are oblivious. They're stupid. They're so self-centered and so fucking selfish that they don't understand that people need their space. Like in everyday life, it's like when you're traveling on a train or if you're traveling on a bus, for some reason, Colin, for some goddamn reason, I'm standing on the platform. We have this goddamn disease. We have all this terrible shit happening. There is a platform that literally is the length of a New York City block. And the fucking stupid asshole stands right next to me in the trunk. Or
they'll sit right next to you, where there's all these empty seats.
Right across from me, like literally right where if he coughs, I'm fucked.
Well, Big Ray, I actually have a special guest here. It's the guy from the grocery store line.
Oh shit!
Hey, Big Ray.
Would you stop?
I just wanted to go pay for my groceries. I'm sorry for being so close.
You know what you need to do? You need to pay for breath mint. You smell like shit.
Well, I just have enough money for the TP.
Well, you know something? You can take that TP and wipe your ass because I'm tired of you people fucking. Do me a favor. Next time I see you in the store, would you stop breathing?
I can't stop breathing. This is how I breathe. I got some serious issues with my.
Serious issues is you probably touched by your aunt when you were about 4.
I was just buying some stuff at the grocery store, and you just smelled really good. I just wanted to smell you that day.
Colin, would you get this asshole off of this show?
Yeah. Can you just? God, your breath really does smell like you ate a turd sandwich.
A turd sandwich. He smells like a fucking like a teenager sneaker.
Did you go off on that guy? I hope you went off on him.
Colin, did I get off on this fucking guy? Not get off.
No, not get off. No, whoa. Again, with the gay stuff. Wow, you probably did get off on that guy breathing all up in your face.
No, I did not. Dude, I turned around. I put my finger on his stupid jacket, his stupid Hallie Henson jacket he was wearing. I don't know what the hell that I haven't seen anybody wear a Hallie Henson jacket since the early 2000s, but... And I said, back off, seriously. And the fucking cashier, the old lady, she knows who I am. She's seen me 1,000 times. She's like, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay. Like, get away from me. Seriously, dude. And literally, I'm gonna tell you this, Colin, because I can be a little bit of a hothead. I was gonna take that gallon of milk that he put on that conveyor belt, and I was gonna fucking throw it right over his stupid shoulder, right over his stupid bony shoulder. I swear to God. Anyway.
Well, back when I was 14, 15 years old, I used to come and visit my aunt in Raleigh, and I lived in Charlotte. It was about 3 hours away, and I would ride the train. And on this particular train ride, there weren't a lot of people on the train. Like, the train was completely empty, and I'm riding an Amtrak, so like the seats are basically two seats per aisle or row or whatever. And I'm sitting there by myself, headphones in, and I'm a pretty smart alecky, smart-assy kind of kid at that age. Like, I got it from my parents, got it from my brother. You know, you got to kind of be able to stand up for yourself and be quick-witted with the tongue. And out of nowhere, this big, fat, child molester-looking ass motherfucker just sits down beside me. And of course, it's what, like, the situation you had with that guy. I quickly, like, with my headphones on, like, look over, and I've got my CD player. You remember CD players, Walkmans?
I had one, yeah.
I kind of look side eye at him like, yo, what the fuck? Like, there's all these fucking seats on this open ass train, and you choose to sit beside me. So then he's like striking up a conversation, like asking me like where I'm going. Dude, I'm a 14-year-old kid, and you're a fucking 40-year-old man. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And Ray, it wasn't until I was.
It's like the nerd's worst nightmare.
It wasn't until like I was in my 20s where I realized this dude was probably a child molester, and he was trying to pick me up on the train. But like, he was asking me these questions, and I was just really short, like, yeah, whatever. And I'd go right back to like my Game Boy, listening to my music, not even like trying to pay attention to what this guy was doing. And I think he finally got the hint. He got up, he walked back to whatever seat that he was sitting in, and he left me alone for the rest of the train ride. But I really do hate people sometimes, Big Ray. But guess what time of the part of the show it is now?
Oh, God. But let me tell my story.
It's time for you to tell your story, Big Ray.
Are you serious?
Yes.
God.
Oh, but first, I've got this email from Sherry.
No.
I wanted to. So it says here. We got 2 emails from Sherry, basically. She's been sending us these pictures. Last time she sent us a picture of her areolas.
Colin, are we going to do the whole mail sack song first?
Oh, that's right. Let's go ahead and play that mail sack song first.
Duh.
Milsack. Milsack. Milsack.
Sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself there, Big Ray. This is the first time you've ever let me host any of the shows that we've ever done together. So I'm just a little like really excited, really wanting to get into this stuff. But she sent us 2 emails.
Okay.
This one of them, the one she sent to the Smack Attack. But I'm gonna read this one here from Sherry. It says, "Warning, not for children." And hey, Shug, so y'all wanted to see my nipple. So I felt like, why not show you both of them? It's only fair, right? Enjoy, boys. Hugs and kisses. Sherry. Man, I hope these nipples don't point to the ground.
Hold on.
Let me open this email. Open this image up.
Let me see.
They're
on.
fucking nipples for baby bottles.
What's
Like,
going on
really,
over
Sherry?
here?
Hey, Shug, I'm going to send you my nipples from my kids' bottles. God, fuck. Like, dude, I had my dick all hard and everything.
What?
Just went, phew.
Colin, seriously, like, should we even stop? Should we even continue to try? We're never going to see this woman's breast.
Well, she did send us a picture of her cat. Her pussy.
No.
Yeah, so this next email we got, howdy, Big Ray and Colin. I hear you wanted to see a picture of my cat. Well, here you go, boys. You're welcome. Love y'all. Sherry.
Oh, shit. Let me click on this here. Oh.
Just sent us a meme of a cat that says, I don't see the resemblance. It's a fucking tabby cat. Looking like fucking Garfield sitting here in between some chick's legs.
I hit my funny bone.
Well, this is not funny, Sherry. We asked for specific pictures. We wanted to see your nipples. You didn't send us your nipples.
Disgusting.
Apparently, you didn't send us pictures of your areolas. It was an area of the hick town in Georgia where you live. And now you send us a picture of a cat when we wanted to fucking see your cat. I mean,
listen, here's the deal, all right? Me and Colin, we love big titties, just like our friend Strangle Steve. And, you know, you have big jugs.
Likes big titties that point with nipples that point to the ground.
Well, then, you know, but we always see the Nerdette's titties. I mean, Nerd may not know, but she is consistently sending us pictures on the Discord channel.
Mm-hmm. I get all kinds of messages from her every day.
It's just absurd and almost disturbing, you know? Do you remember the picture that she sent when she had her you know, very flabby breasts just kind of like draping over the face of the nerd while he slept?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Hilarious. That was actually I don't know, man.
And you know, she actually looks like that cartoon picture. Like that's her actual face. It's like the nerd has these dimples that you could eat cereal out of, and Nerdette has a cartoonish looking face. Yeah,
it looks just like a Hanna-Barbera drew her face.
Yeah.
How many people under the age of 30 have any idea who Hanna-Barbera is?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Probably.
Of course.
We've got one more email in the sack tonight. It's from our good friend Jamal Khashoggi.
Hold on. You have an email here from Oscar Silva.
Oh, are you looking at the right one?
Yeah. This is random. Do you want me to read it?
Oh, I'll read it. I got this. I'm in charge of the show today, Big Ray. Let me fucking do my job.
All right. You relax yourself, Chief. Go ahead.
I love the freedom you have with a non-Lucha Libre podcast. I would rather get a penguin blowjob than have you guys stick to wrestling for a whole episode. Don't listen to those losers that try to disrupt the natural flow of your conversation on the Smack Attack.
God damn it.
I know Big Ray is a New Yorker, and hip-hop is part of the city's identity. My question to you is, who is on the Mount Rushmore of hip-hop based on influence, talent, versatility, and personal taste?
Oof. Colin, do you even listen? Like, what do you listen to? Like fucking Kenny Rogers and God Rest His Soul.
A lot of banjo music, folk music. I play a lot of Ross W. Berman the Fourth.
Oh Jesus Christ! If I'm gonna go on my so now, Colin, how many faces are on Mount Rushmore? 4, right?
Or 4 faces.
Okay, so I've actually spoke. I think I spoke about this. Is this an old email? Did I not delete this?
I don't think you deleted this. I think this is one that you answered without me being here. So you probably already answered this one.
I did. Why don't you answer it?
So I will answer it. The first face, the number 1 face on Mount Rushmore in terms of hip hop and rappers would have to be Nas.
Really?
Nas is an excellent rapper. When he had beef with Jay-Z, he destroyed Jay-Z in their beef.
You think so?
And he rapped a song backwards. Big Ray, have you ever heard the song Rewind? He tells the whole story backwards and raps it backwards.
Colin, you're asking me if I heard Nas rap? Of course, I had the entire CD.
Yeah, I did too, sir. I did too. And I would have to say next on my list would have to be. I'm a big fan of guys like Mos Def, Talib Kweli.
Excellent. Yeah.
So if you could like merge their faces together into one person, then I'll go with Mos Def and Talib Kweli as number 2 there.
Really?
I like their style of hip hop and the stuff that they rap about. Let me see. Number 3 for me would be Logic.
Wow, really?
This
is your favorite.
Yeah, this is my Mount Rushmore of hip hop. I enjoy Logic. I think that he's for a lyricist, because a lot of the rappers nowadays, they're not about lyrics. They're just about like. Have you ever listened to a Migos song?
Yes.
Like it's like Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, broccoli, 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 broccoli. Like that's not fucking rap when you're saying the same shit over and over and over again. No. Like get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like Offset, yeah, he's a great performer. He's da 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 da. But like, no, you can't. Get the fuck out.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Real quick. What's the name of that stupid asshole that went to jail? The little Mexican and Puerto Rican kid with the rainbow teeth.
Oh, Takeshi 6ix9ine.
Okay, good. Continue talking.
Well, he gets brought up in the other email that we have, Big Ray. So yeah, fuck that guy. Like Little Yachty. Big Ray, did you ever play the game Def Jam Fight for New York or Def Jam Vendetta?
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Okay. Did you know that they're thinking about bringing that back, but having rappers like Little Yachty?
No.
In this, like one thing, like when you played Def Jam Vendetta back in the day, you could like see Method Man and Redman and like Bubba Sparks and those guys that are in that game actually whooping somebody's ass.
Yeah, you had everybody there.
But fucking Little Yachty. Fucking like Takeshi 6ix9ine in this game, like these guys nowadays, like Young Thug. Could you really like see Young Thug whipping somebody's ass in a dress?
I'm gonna give you some lyrics here, okay? Niggas iffy, blicky, got the stiffy, got the blicky, drum it holds 50, scum gang, I'm going to read one more line. Pop these niggas. Please don't. Hold on. No, I'm going to do it. Pop these niggas like a wheelie, nigga. You a silly nigga. This is not rap. Hold on. In the hood, them Billy niggas and them Hoover niggas. All right, so here's the deal. This is a Tekashi 6ix9ine song. This is Gummo, one of his most famous songs. Now, if off the top of my head I go this, if I say this, cannibalism is living in my metabolism, giving them spasms, aneurysms, and baby baptisms. That is Big Pun. That one line is greater than the. You want to hear another rhyme?
I mean, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Let me see. Let me think. A young man with the strength of 10 Samsons, type handsome, holding the blocks down for ransom, living in the hottest mansions, a drug lord who thought he had it all. But little did he know the devil was steadily planning this fall. Because he was young, he thought he was invincible. He missed the principle. To lose his life young was inconceivable and unbelievable. But once the soul is out of your body, it's irretrievable. You know who wrote that?
Who wrote that, Big Ray?
Me.
That's very nice.
You want to hear another one?
Yeah, keep it coming.
I'm going to bring this back to 1994. Spiritually wise, tell me how do I rise? Looked upon the spies, patronized by lies, and in my heart, I begin to start to become a large part of this fallen nation. Madaflation, colored confrontations, mass abominations, the situations have reached bleak peaks. My mental's growing weak, and I have nowhere to seek. Society filled, OJs and John Gotti's, loose roddies, gas pits cracked with dead bodies. Streets so rough, son, you must know karate. Nowhere to come, nowhere to run. God damn it, nowhere to run to, and you. God damn it! I just fucked it up.
Yeah, you already fucked it up. You can just stop right there.
Well, listen, dude. I wrote this shit in 1994, but I'll tell you one thing. What I just did right there is better than this. You run up and they shooting niggas. We ain't hooping niggas. No KB. You a loser nigga.
Broccoli, 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 broccoli.
Up that Uzi nigga, dude. That's not rap. Yo, dude, I haven't recited those 16 bars in probably about 20 years, so I couldn't remember the whole thing off the top of my head. Would you concede to the fact that what I just spit right now off the top of my head was better than that? Be honest.
Yeah, I mean the mumble rap and shit nowadays is just fucking terrible, Big Ray.
What is that?
It is just like they're just rapping to necessarily the beat of the music, like. Their words are now becoming like the musical notes and like the beat of the music. There's no substance to what they're saying. But my last person on this Mount Rushmore, you know, I was thinking of going Kanye. I was thinking of going Jay-Z.
Oh,
I was thinking of going Eminem.
Oh,
but,
I love Eminem. He's in my top.
But I am going with 3 MCs from New York.
3? You can't do 3?
I'm squishing their heads again like I did with Mos Def and Talib Kweli.
Okay.
If it weren't for these 3 young men from New York, these 3 brash young Jewish men from New York City, we wouldn't have guys like Eminem. We wouldn't have Machine Gun Kelly. We wouldn't have a lot of these white rappers that we have nowadays, right? Number 4 on my Mount Rushmore are the Beastie Boys.
Oh, shit. Really? Man, I can't put them in my top 4. Bro.
Everyone forgets about... Well, I mean, and that's like it said, it's personal taste. I grew up listening to a lot of their stuff. You know, for 3 white guys to do it the way that they did it back in that day, to have the career longevity that they had, that guys like Run DMC put them over, guys like LL Cool J put them over. You know, they had street cred with real rappers, real hip-hop artists. And like you said, play that Tekashi 6ix9ine song beside a song like by Mos Def or beside a song by Talib Kweli, and you're going to actually hear substance over just bullshit that you get from the mumble rappers nowadays.
Colin, listen to Eric B. and Rakim.
Oh, yeah. You listen to Wu-Tang. You listen to those guys. You listen to Tribe Called Quest, Common, Q-Tip, Dilated Peoples. There is a lot of rap artists out there that would blow these new rap artists out of the water. Okay. Fucking Outkast, Big Boy, and fucking Andre 3000.
Oh, you know, they're underrated.
You know, Andre 3000 is Fame Black's most famous like his number 1 lyricist.
Colin, I think I remember these bars. Can I try this one more time?
Yeah, I'll let you have one more shot at it, and then we'll have to go to the other email here.
Because remember, I am high and I'm drunk. You ready?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to try the 16 bars one more time. Here we go. Society filled with OJs and John Gotti's, loose roddies, gas pits cracked with dead bodies. Streets so rough, son, you must know karate. Nowhere to turn to and you can't cry for mommy. Your time has passed like sands through an hourglass, but you surpassed the ill notion to blast. The last man to cross your path, you withheld your wrath, no longer bloodbaths, lifestyles and contrast. Society-wise, I can't remember the rest.
Well, that was great attempt, sir. I applaud you for your attempt.
I cannot remember. You know, I'm a 44-year-old Puerto Rican man with a son.
And you're high right now, so your memory is a little fucked up now.
It's very fucked up, but I appreciate the fact that you gave me this platform, and hopefully, Bitter Black Carl can get us some good sponsors, and I can rap on them.
Well, yeah, hopefully. But our last email comes from Jamal Khashoggi. We
have an email?
Yeah, the last one here, sir.
Am I going to get to tell my story about the doctor?
Maybe. You know, if you let me do a PowerPoint presentation, I might let you tell your story about your doctor's visit. But Jamal Khashoggi writes,
Fine.
Why do athletes say after a win, I want to thank God for this victory, but in a loss, they don't thank God?
You asking me?
Yeah. Well, I think he's asking us, but
well, here's the deal. Because people are stupid. Okay, it's very, very simple. Listen. Whenever an athlete wins or loses a game, they shouldn't thank God for the victory. They shouldn't thank God. What they should do is thank God for the ability to be where they are, where they are at that point in juncture. So in other words, like if I'm in a boxing match, right? And if I won the boxing match, I wouldn't say, I want to thank God for giving me this victory because, he helped me knock this guy out. No, I want to thank God. No, I want to thank God for giving me the ability to work hard, the motivation to get to this level. I did a lot of work and God was my motivator, whatever. Like, God doesn't give a shit whether you won a basketball game, a baseball game. He doesn't care. Did he give you God-given gifts to do it? Yeah, I think so. I don't know, Jamal. Let me ask you a question, Jamal. When it was prom night, right? And I was with the lovely Veronica at the time. Her last name was Veronica V. I'll just call her. And after I performed, I think phenomenal oral sex on her, and I gave her something that she's never had before. You know what that was, Colin?
Would that be an orgasm?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm good at this.
Oh, you're very good at this, by the way. I heard you give them out too. But gave her an orgasm, and she got up and she goes, it was so weird, Colin. She gets up, stands up on the bed, and she goes, "I'd like to thank God for," I was like, "What are you thanking God for?" "I'd like to thank God for this unbelievable moment where I've achieved this." I said, "Honey, no. God gave you the ability to ride my penis like a fucking jockey. He gave you that ability to look hot in a red thong. Mm-hmm. It just worked out, man. God doesn't care whether Anyway, I don't know. Maybe Bonnie would think differently.
Maybe so. But Ray, Jamal wants to know: has anyone ever told you that you kind of look like Fat Joe?
Well, first, I'm not fat. But when I was fat,
maybe he meant to type in Fit Joe.
No, when I was fat, when I was really fat, dude, I got mistaken for Fat Joe. No jokes aside. I was at a Yankee game, and I was in the Yankee game, and I had this real big, thicker than this gold chain. I got rid of that shit. That shit was too much trouble.
You had a Cuban link?
I had a big Figaro link chain with a Jesus piece on it. And I think I was wearing a Tino Martinez jersey. And dude, I was like 400 fucking pounds. I was a big dude. And I don't know, man. Like somebody was like, "Yo, Joe." And "Yo, Joe." And I was sitting in really good seats because it was my father's friend who was a doctor. And they were like, so anyway, yes, I was mistaken for Fat Joe. But here's the deal, okay?
Now he's mistaken for Uncle Fester.
Well, shut the fuck up. Here's the deal. Who asked this? Jamal?
Jamal, yeah.
Your ex-girlfriend doesn't mistake me. She knows exactly who I am.
He definitely does have a lot of ex-girlfriends because his next question is, what do you guys think about penis enlargement surgery? I myself am thinking about doing it. Well, we kind of talked, I think in one of the other episodes about the fact that they have been able to do penis transplants nowadays. But I mean, Jamal, if you're working with 3 inches and you need to go up a size, they can help you out with that.
Is it fair to say that you need to be at least 4 inches to do something?
Yeah.
Okay.
He could be long. He could be long. He just doesn't have the girth. Like he could have the girth of a roll of pennies.
Yo, dude. So I had seen this. I was dating this chick. I'll call her TA. And not TA, like tits and ass.
Tits and ass, yeah.
And she told me she was with this guy before me that had a long dick. The guy had like an 8-inch cock. But it was like a pencil. She said she felt nothing. She felt nothing. And I think I was her third. This is a long time ago. And I'm quite girthy. And just understand this guy's out there. It's not about
bigger than a roll of quarters? Like 3 rolls of quarters taped together?
Do you want to see Colin?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and whip it out.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead and throw that thing on the table, Big Ray.
Colin, I am dead serious. Are you sure?
Yeah. You might as well. You did tell us in a group chat one day that if we show each other our penises, oh my God.
Hold on.
You're gonna flop that thing out on the table.
Hold on. Shh.
Oh my God.
Yep.
How much does that thing weigh?
I don't know. 8 pounds, like 7-8 pounds.
Wood still puts you to shame, but God. Zipped it back up. There it goes.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Do you like mold? Is that where you get all your dildos from Big Ray's Dildo Emporium? Do you just mold your own penis?
Why, yes, I do. You know what? You want to hear something funny? Jennifer has to do an hour and a half of yoga before we even do foreplay.
Wow. Does she have to like put like normally like gay dudes and women that enjoy ass play will put like the things in her butt to kind of stretch them out, like the butt plugs? Does she have to kind of put a plug in her vagina to kind of stretch it out a little bit before you fit that thing in there?
Colin, can I please just tell this quick story about what happened to me in the doctor before we get out of here?
He had 2 more questions. We did already talk about
what the fuck?
Takeshi 6ix9ine, so we already know about that. But his last question: what do I do when my imaginary girlfriend won't talk to me unless I let her brick on my chest?
What the fuck is brick on my chest?
It's talking about a Cleveland steamer. Her just crapping one out right on his chest.
So,
Jamal, you have serious issues if you're letting an invisible person shit on your chest and you're having arguments with this person. I think you need to stop emailing the Smack Attack, stop emailing the Voices of Misery, stop emailing the Conspiracy Horsemen, and stop emailing the Ridiculously Random podcast and go get some fucking help.
Dude, first and foremost, do people really do that? Do people really shit on each other?
Yeah, there's German Scheiser porn videos where people are taking shits on other people. I mean, you've seen Team America World Police, haven't you?
Yo, I have. When they did that scene where the puppet shits on the other puppet,
I can't. People that like to get peed on.
How do you get off on that?
Andrew Bello is one of those people that loves to get peed on.
Colin, listen, I really want to tell this story, and I'm not kidding.
Okay. Do you have like theme music for like Ray's story time? Is there anything that we can play right here, or are you just gonna hop right into the story?
You know what? I think sad music would work.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
The music's so sad.
I know. Colin, I have a disease. It's called diverticulitis. And unfortunately for me, I went through this. I went to the doctor about 2 weeks ago. And I had gotten an enema about 3 weeks ago. Okay, this is where they take a tube and they shove it up your ass and they squirt this liquid in there and they take these x-rays or whatever the fuck they do, right? But my urologist said, look, there may be a delay in your surgery for the diverticulitis, where basically they take your colon, they cut the infected areas out. I have a hole in my colon, 2 of them actually. And they remove that and they refuse the colon, and then you're able to, live your life normally. Well, here's the deal, man. He goes, you know what, Ray? You can call me Raymond by my Christian name. He goes, well, we really couldn't see what we really wanted to see. And this is a true story. And I told Colin. And do you remember the picture, by the way, I sent you, a nerd, of me actually getting the actual enema on the table? As you're muted, you fucking.
Yes,
penis.
That was such a sad picture of you. Sorry,
It's cool. So this is worse, Colin. So first and foremost, I have to really understand. So this. And I can't even, this nurse, or I guess she's like the person that helps the doctor. She's probably a nurse, right? She comes out and she looks like every fucking nurse that you've ever seen in a Brazzers or Latin sex pot or any type of porn site that you've ever been. Mm-hmm. This woman legit looked like she had some butt.
Not the Russian lady from last time?
No, this was a Latina, bro. This chick was fucking smoking hot with a J-Lo body.
And she had to she had to touch that hammer you had in your pants too, didn't she?
Well, let me just tell the people out there. This really happened to me. So she goes, so the doctor goes, look, we have to do a cystoscopy. I'm like, well, what is that? Well, we're gonna enter your penis. And we're gonna get into the to the infected area through your penis. I'm like, what? You're putting me to sleep, right? And he's like, no, we don't do that. What I forgot her name, but let's call her Yolanda because she looked like a Yolanda. Yolanda's gonna add some numbing agent to your penis, right? And then we're gonna, take a look in there. I'm like, well, how? Anyway, so this absolutely gorgeous dude. I'm talking about, Colin, a 12. She was a 12. She says
they still make 12s?
Dude, she was at least a 13 and a half. She goes, I'm telling you, man, I wish I was making this up, but this is legit. She goes, do me a favor. She goes, I want you to sit, move all the way back, pull down your pants and your underwear, and I'm going to inject you. And I'm looking at her like, so I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, sure, no problem. Pull down my shit. So now it's really cold in the room. So you start getting the whole when the gimmick starts.
So it goes from like 10 inches to 8 inches.
I wish, Colin, not even on my best day. So I'm nervous, man. And man, you didn't think I'm full of shit, but so I pulled out my shit. They give me like this paper thing to cover my cock, and then she comes in, right, and she goes, "It's going to be a little uncomfortable." And I'm like, I'm already uncomfortable. Like I'm being, smart and cute and everything.
Yeah.
She pulls this down. My gimmick is hanging out right there. She holds it in her hand.
She have a nice firm grip, like while she's all like,
dude, she was looking at it. She was, my shit started getting a little like
yeah, a little, I bet. A 13 and a half.
No, Colin, seriously, my shit started getting a little hard. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to think of other things. And she's not supposed to be, I don't think she's supposed to be massaging it or whatever. I don't know what she was doing with it, dude. But then it
actually probably helps if it is like a little stiff to kind of get the thing in there.
It wasn't stiff. Just trust me on that. It was still limp, but it was like getting
it was that medium phase where it's just kind of like,
leave it like this. It was a little less than that, but it was at a point where, like, I think if
tell me, hang on. I've got my finger right now, and I'm doing different degrees of limp dickness with my finger. So you tell me when to stop.
Go ahead. There. Right there.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably maybe like 3/4 of the way hard.
But here's the thing. She and I could see her look, like, grab it with her hand, right? She's grabbing the thing with her hand, and then she's looking at me in my eye, and I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable. Like, I'm joking with her. I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable.
They're about to come around the corner with cameras and be like, sir, we need you to sign this. You're now on Brazzers.
Dude, I really thought at that moment she was just gonna put the whole thing in her mouth. But I guess she found me charming. I was making her laugh, and then she goes, okay, now relax. I'm like, why? And she takes this fucking gimmick. It looks like a fucking, it looked like an injection needle, and she puts it in the hole of my dick, Colin. And she injects this liquid into my penis, and it numbs my cock. So now this fucking poor penis is just laying there, just like, why did you do this to me?
Numb to the world.
And then I'm joking around with her. I'm trying to be all manly, and then the doctor comes in, Colin. And he comes in with this long black wire, and I mean long, and the fucking thing had a light at the end. And he goes, Mr. Hernandez, would you like me to put it on the screen to see what we're doing? I said, why would you want me to do that? Why would you want me to see this thing? And he goes, well, some people. I said, you know what? Fine. Put it on the screen. Colin, this was a cystoscopy, and I want everybody out there who is not a woman to Google what a cystoscopy is. It's basically a camera that is injected into your penis hole, and it's a long tube, like a long wire, and it fucking goes all the way up into your colon. And Colin, you feel, it doesn't matter how goddamn much numbing fluid they put, Colin, it was the worst. I yelled, I bellowed, I went, fuck, mad
like
loud.
You just came.
Dude. No, it was a terrible feeling of horror and pain. Oh, it was awful. And I went, fuck, real loud. And then the sweet little Brazilian. She looked Brazilian, by the way. She was massaging my leg and my inner thigh, and I'm trying to be all cool. And the doctor says, "It's okay, Mr. Hernandez." And I'm looking at this fucking gimmick inside my body, and I just closed my eyes. I couldn't watch the rest. So finally, they pulled the shit out, right? So now your body, Colin, is pumped with this liquid, and you have to pee it out. Colin, it hurt so much to pee. I couldn't pee normal for almost 24 hours. It was like peeing hot sauce and razor blades for 24 hours.
Sounds like an STD.
And then after all of this, Colin Wysong, they have to break the news that my surgery is postponed due to the coronavirus. Story over.
Man, so I don't know if you know this, but when they give you like an STD checkup, they shove a Q-tip into your dick. Now, was this camera thing, was it about the size of a Q-tip, or was it like bigger? Was it smaller?
It looked to be bigger.
Man, that I feel for you, Big Ray.
That shit sucked, Colin. It was terrible. Like seriously. Like, have you ever gone through anything like that?
No, never. That is so like I couldn't imagine someone jamming anything into your pee hole. Let alone like you hear about people with kidney stones and you have to like pee them out, and they have to come out through your pee hole like that. I couldn't imagine the pain of
Colin
sticking something like that in, or having something other than pee come out of pee or semen coming out of your pee hole.
You need to understand this. No matter what anybody says, you feel everything.
Ooh. Now, did you feel everything when they were giving you an enema?
Yes, that was terrible too. Oh, dude, when they gave me the enema, so they flip you over in your stomach, right? And they put this tube and they lubricate your asshole, and they how can I put this? They shoot this fucking they do it quick. It's like a rush into your colon, and your stomach starts to fill up like you have to shit. Like, you ever had really bad diarrhea after you ate like 16 tacos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how you feel. And you can't shit. And guess what? After they finish taking their little cute pictures, they say, "Would you like to use the bathroom?" Of course you like to use the bathroom, because you feel like you have to take it. When you sit down, Colin.
Or you're peeing out of your ass.
Oh, and it's cold. It's cold. It's like shitting Jello gelatin out of your ass. You remember Bill Cosby?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Jello pudding pop. You put the liquid in the ass, and then you poop out the Jello pudding pop. That's the way I feel.
Bill Cosby just came in the show. I thought he was in jail.
He's not in jail, Colin.
Oh. He's staying at your mom's house?
Him, Donald Trump. Well, I'm not at my mom's house. I'm home. I'm in Brooklyn today.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
You notice the fucking background's different?
Yeah, I noticed it looked a little different. Yeah.
So on the weekends, because I don't want these people to think I live with my mother. I'm fucking 44 years old. Me and Jen, we have a place in Brooklyn.
There's nothing wrong with living in your mother. You're Hispanic. Hispanic people tend to still have that familial thing where they live with their families and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with living with your family, Big Ray.
No, there's something really wrong with living with your family if you're 44, even if you're 34. Listen, if you're 24 and you're living with your mom, there's a fucking problem, okay? I moved out when I was 18. The reason why I record from my mother's house is because my mom, she babysits my son on the weekends when I'm at work, because I work, till midnight. So I'm basically with my kid from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way till about 3 o'clock when I leave to work. Get to work, I start my shift at 4, and she's with him the rest of the time. He goes to bed, so on and so forth. So when I record the Smack Attack, I'm doing it from my mother's house. But today, see, me and Colin are supposed to record this goddamn show, Wednesday mornings from Brooklyn. And I'm here now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're recording this shit. And I hope Jen's not awake. I hope she's not hearing every single thing I said. But listen, Colin.
What's that?
Jesus Christ. I'm looking you right in the eye, buddy. It was very difficult not to go full fucking erection on this chick.
Oh, give her the full salute?
Dude, it was really difficult. Like, she was so fucking fine.
I could see that being a problem. I could see that being hard to keep that thing in check.
It's like, it's not even like I love my woman. I would never do anything behind her back. Like when I can't explain it. Like she was like rubbing it. Like you can see what I'm doing with my hand.
Yeah.
It wasn't normal, dude. Like I felt like this shouldn't have been happening. Like I felt
you're like, I've had a lot of hand jobs in my life, and this doesn't quite feel like a hand job.
I needed an adult at that moment. Colin, listen, man, we've been going on forever, dude. Is there anything you want to? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if this show was Shitsville, I'll take the blame for that, because I am just absolutely. I worked a full fucking shift. I smoked weed. I am drunk, and I am just absolutely exhausted.
I had the day off from work today. I clapped it out about 2 hours before the show started. Took a nap and got up and did the show with you, Big Ray. I cooked a delicious. Yeah, I cooked a delicious steak dinner. I made the lovely lady in my life's favorite side dish, mashed potatoes, from scratch.
From scratch.
The added the milk, added the salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, butter. Did the whole 9 yards with it. She thoroughly enjoyed it, which is why I was awarded with some pussy.
I gotta tell you something. The other night, I clapped it out with Jen. You know what her ass looked like?
It was like a Jackson Pollock painting.
You ever been to Cinnabon?
Yeah.
Colin, put over your social media, my friend.
You guys can find me on Facebook at Colin Wysong. You can find me on Twitter at Colin Wysong. Big Ray, I don't think we really have anything else that we need to put over other than going to the voicesofmisery.podbean.com to check us out and to check the Voices of Misery out. Like we said earlier, you want to check out that interview that the nerd did with Bonnie Renee of the Joy in Becoming podcast. She is a Mormon. They talk about all of it. It is an excellent interview. Nerd, you are a great interview. Quit being so hard on yourself. Big Ray, Go ahead and put your social media over, man.
No, I'm gonna put over the nerd too. I think he's a really great interview. I think he really underestimates himself when it comes to leading an interview. And god damn, I am so fucking drunk and high and tired. But I gotta tell you something, man. Excellent interview. Every single time Nerd sits down with somebody, I think he does a great job at leading the person. And he does it like a professional, because I always told him that whenever I did an interview, they're not here to listen to you talk. They're here to listen to you ask questions and hear the person answer the questions and them talk, because they are the stars of the show. And I think the Nerd does an excellent job at that. So,
I mean, what about that interview that he told us about that he can't do anything about or do anything with? Is that not crazy today?
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I was yawning. I was in the middle of yawning.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. And hopefully he can release that interview. We can't even talk about what the interview is about, but I'm looking forward. If it really comes out, if he has it recorded, maybe he can give us a sneak peek, and maybe we can kind of listen to that shit, dude. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, that blew my mind today when I was reading the text message thread between all of us. But you guys are never going to be able to hear it because he got an old cease and desist.
Maybe
if he can work through that, yeah, that's true.
Oh, and Nerd wanted me to let you guys know that apparently his Facebook has been suspended because Nerd is just being Nerd, and apparently
made a joke about Christians, and Facebook AI did not like that.
He got. I think he'll be back. I think it's just maybe a week suspension. But listen, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Big Ray's Show. That's BIGRAYSSHOW, Big Ray Show. Find me on Facebook at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez. And also, me and Colin, we have a fantastic show. If you like wrestling. Me and Colin do the Smack Attack over at Hami Media. Give us a search over there at Hacker Hameen at Podbean or hackerhameen.podbean.com. And here every single Thursday. And listen, guys, again, if this show was the absolute shits, I apologize. Colin did a great job at leading the show. I am just all over the place. I am exhausted, tired. I couldn't even spit out 16 bars that I did back in 1994. I did my best.
Well, the people should follow us on Twitter as well at Your Random Pod, and you want to have your email read on air by Big Ray and myself and have us make fun of you, send an email to yourrandompod@gmail.com, and we'll make sure we read that on the air. Big Ray, I think I'm done plugging whatever we need to plug. You definitely are done plugging stuff and having stuff in you plugged.
Oh yeah.
I think we should go ahead and get out of here.
I think I'm gonna go plug Jen.
That sounds like a good idea.
And then I'll plug Sherry. And then I'll plug.
And you'll plug Nerd.
Well, I'll plug the Nerdette, and then Renee, and then I'll plug. Who else can I plug? Can I plug you?
Yeah, sure. Here, I'll go ahead and turn around for you.
Cool. Wow. Can you shave?
Do you like it? Do you like it when I stand like this, or do you want me to like put one leg in the air?
That's cool, dude. Can you shave that though? Wow.
That.
Look at the silhouette of his fucking weird-looking foot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Ridiculously Random Podcast. Colin, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a nice time.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn world serves its own needs. Dummy serve your own needs. Beat it off a knock, speed, grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear. Fight down, high wire and a fire. Representatives have engaged in a government for hire and a combat site. Left to us is coming in a hurry with the furies beating down your neck. My team reporters babble Trump, Kevin Croft, look at that, no plane, fine, then, overflow, population, common food, but it'll do, save yourself, serve yourself, world serves its own needs, listen to your heart, please, dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right, you patriotic, slam, fight, bright, like Phoenix, pretty sight, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. 6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign tower, slice and burn, return, listen to yourself churn, lock it in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate, automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel crush, this means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament of lies, offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Drifted by mountains, sit in a line, Leonard Bernstein, Leonard Brasnap, Lenny Bruce and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom, symbiotic, patriotic, slam button, that's right, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.